English with deck. I just made a critical error just before hitting record just now. I decided just to put a little bit of hand cream onto my hands just to not help my hands, not get so dry and cracked in this cold weather at the moment. However, immediately after applying the hand cream, I I realised that as soon as I touch my laptop, just to hit record and press buttons, etc., the cream will, well, of course, I've rubbed it in. However, the cream will transfer to the keyboard, to the track pad on the computer. So I had to sort of wipe the tips of my finger with a tissue straight away. So I was able to hit record for this episode. And then my fingertips feel, well, the same as they did before. So my hand will be very smooth and soft, but not the tips of my fingers this time. Oh dear. No, just that. Yeah, today I wanted to mention about, you know, online shopping and shopping in person. You know, like we currently have the ability to get same day or near enough same day delivery to most locations around the world, within reason, of course. However, I I'm trying to look for some new equipment and furniture for my equipment for my work and furniture for the house at the moment. So obviously, I'm spending some time just looking through websites, catalogs, trying to find stuff that catches my eye, that is attractive to me. And then I kind of feel, like, is it better to look at it in person or is it fine to buy online? Now, of course, you can buy online and quite often get a refund or return pretty simply if it's from a reputable seller. However, there is something quite nice about being able to physically hold or see or touch the item before you buy, kind of almost like a try before you buy idea. Now, I don't live in a very metropolitan area. I live in a pretty rural area. However, of most online sellers I can still get next day or near enough next day delivery. Same day is impossible, I think. And I think you can get same day if you pay a lot of money for it. But anyway, yeah. So I was thinking, well, I don't need it immediately. So the things I am looking for, I will just go to the shopping centre or the actual physical warehouse to look at these things. But I think which is actually the better option here? Is it better to buy online or is it better to go in person and, interact with the customer service staff? And which do you think? I mean, personally, it's a tough one. I think for clothing, I won't lie, for clothing, I do prefer to be able to go in person, So many times I have bought clothing online and the fit or the material has been a little off, or the colour. That's happened a few times actually. Whereas when you go in person, you do have to spend a bit more time and energy. However, you can get a better idea um, of what the fit, the colour, the material will be like. I mean, one thing I have done with that is I go in person to the shopping centre. Don't quite find what I want, but I find the edition or the style I like, and then I look online. That is good, but obviously it takes a lot more time and energy. However, when it comes to furniture or general big items, I think for someone like myself, I can visualize the size of an object pretty clearly, just from my past work experience, etc. So for me, I don't really have too many issues buying furniture online. Um, However, I know some people despise it. They just can't, in their mind's eye, they cannot visualize what the shelf or the sofa or the table will look like there until it's there. They see it in front of them. Um, However, yeah, I think furniture and general bigger household items, for me personally, are just easier online. Yeah. I'm interested though, what would your take on it be? Are you an online shopper only to avoid the social interaction of the shop assistants? Or are you an in-person shopper? To physically touch, feel, hold the item. Which style of shopping is more your cup of tea? Feel free to let me know in the comments.